Hello, and welcome to Mom Treading Water. This is Melissa Libby, and I am extremely excited today to have Whitney Bonds of Moms, tried and true mom jobs. Let's try speaking. See, Whitney, it has been that morning.
Hey, I know, I get it. Trust me.
Well, we know what, we might as well share what happened this morning. So my son was coughing and I thought I was going to have to reschedule. And then I wasn't thinking that Whitney was an hour behind us. And you know what? It was a typical mom morning.
Yes.
But let me tell you something that's just so great about you is that you didn't get upset because you have 3 children. You are a busy woman. But we were, you know what, women supporting other women, moms supporting other moms, and knowing where the priority lies.
Yes.
So right there, that says something about your character, in my opinion. But I mean, it's true, not freaking out about, realizing, okay, we can make something else happen. But my little guy was sick and it was just chaos this morning.
Yeah. We
Mom
have to
life.
support each other. Yep. We get it. Us moms get it.
Well, I appreciate you being so understanding. Thank you. And like moms, we always make it happen, right?
Exactly. We're doing it. We're doing it now.
We really are. So Whitney, I'm so excited to have you here today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yay. So let's talk about a little bit. First of all, you have a background, correct? You were in a professional career before you started doing your own gig, your own thing. Do you mind talking about that for a minute?
No problem. So real quick, I used to live in Michigan, and that's where I was born and raised. And out of college, I started as I was studying marketing, and then I became an account executive after I graduated at a advertising firm. Mm-hmm. And then I moved up to account manager, but then I met my husband, and he lived in Indiana. So I ended up quitting my job. We got married, and then I moved to Indiana. And then I was just looking for another marketing position, and I found a marketing job at a manufacturer called Atcor. And then I became a marketing manager. And I was doing that for like the last 3 or 4 years after we got married. So before I started my entrepreneurship journey. But that's kind of how that started. I was just a marketing manager. I really enjoyed it. But then I also hit a ceiling because there was also nowhere to grow in the company at the level that I was at. So I was kind of just like coasting. I wasn't really happy with what I was doing, and it was just becoming really just a job, which I was hating.
So you decided you were going to take on a new adventure.
Yes.
Correct.
And that started when I became pregnant with my second child. Because I already had my son, and he was a toddler at the time, and I was just missing out on so much of his life, like the moments my aunt was keeping him and my mother-in-law, and they were always like sending me pictures of all the little cute moments, and I was just missing out on that. So when I got pregnant with my second child, I said, okay, I want to quit my job by the time that I have her, because I want to be there for my kids and not be at this job that is just, I've got to be there all day, and I'm just missing on these important moments. So I started looking online for legitimate ways that I could make money from home and raise my kids at the same time. Mm-hmm. But I could not find anything. There were so many scams out there. And what I really wanted to hear from actual moms. What are they doing, and how are they making money at home with kids? Mm-hmm. So after just praying about my situation and, trying to find things online, I was Googling stuff every single day, just trying to find out what are moms doing and making money at the same time. I woke up one morning, I know it was God, that just said, just ask moms who work from home, what do they do? How do they make, how much do they earn? And how do they get started for people like me? So I ended up doing that. I reached out to moms that worked at home. I found them in Facebook groups. I found them just talking to other people, just, saying, what does she do? And then I interviewed them, and I asked them different questions, and they answered. So I decided to create a website for people like me in the same situation, looking for legitimate ways for moms who are actually making money from home. And it just kind of like skyrocketed. I will say though, after a year of putting in a ton of work, I don't want to make this stuff sound easy at all. And then, I was pregnant at the same time. I was taking care of my toddler, coming home, and my husband too. A lot of work trying to juggle all this, creating a website, which I had no idea how to create a website and write articles and do all this stuff. But I always say, well, there's a will, there's a way. And so just about after a year of putting in a ton of hard work, I can't believe it, but I made 6 figures with my website
Nice.
the very next year. And that's what I'm just so amazed at how you can make money online. And that's what I want to share with other people, that there's different things that you can do, whether you're a mom or not a mom, that you can make money online and have the freedom to kind of do what you want, if it's not raising your kids on the side or not on the side, but you know what I mean.
So what did your husband say when you were like, honey, I love you? And
yeah, so he was in agreement. He did want me to stay home with our kids. And because this too, my aunt is older and I didn't want to have to burden her with 2 young kids. You know, having my son already was, to me, I just didn't want to burden her with another kid to keep them all day while I was at work. So we really were kind of, we didn't want to do daycare at the time. So we were trying to figure out, well, what can we do? So he was in agreement because we really honestly didn't have any other options at that time. So he was like, okay, we can do this. And what we started doing was we had a plan. So we didn't know I would have a website that would make any money. I didn't know how any of this would work. So we lived on one income for, I think about for 6 months. I was just saving all of our checks to see if we really could live on one income. And we had to really cut things out. And that's what gave me the motivation to continue to look for additional ways to make money, because I didn't want to kind of give up our lifestyle and just, eat I just didn't want to give up everything. And thank God it worked out where I could find a source of income and be there for my kids at the same time.
Well, and I think you hit on a great point that it's a lot of work. I mean, you don't just like click your heels and all of a sudden, hurrah, everything is done.
Exactly.
So, because you see a lot of these advertisements that it feels like if it's too good to be true, it is, because they're saying you don't have to do anything. And
right, exactly. That's like the furthest thing from the truth, actually. And that's why so what I do, I'm considered as a blogger. And it took me a whole year to really see an income that could really do anything. So a lot of people don't have the patience to, just continue to work without seeing the fruits of your labor right away. And I know that's tough. It was really tough for me because I just really had to trust the process and say, well, if I just continue to work at it and do these things, this is going to work. And it's just, it's a mental thing too. You have to continue to just, believe that you have to trust the process. That's all I have to, that's one of the things just trust the process. It's going to work as long as you put in the work and the formula that all this stuff kind of goes in, but yeah.
And you offer a multiple of different options, and you do a lot of, you do the legwork, not a lot of it, you do the legwork. I mean, I know for myself, I have learned so much about SEO because I had no clue what it was. So thank you for that. You've saved me a ton of time. And I'm like, oh, that really is important. I'm like, I've been missing the boat there. So really, folks, you need to listen to her to save yourself some time and some stress, and because you give all the information. But you don't talk just about, only blogging or affiliated links. You offer a variety of different options for folks, depending on what their interests are, correct?
Right. Because I really know that everyone is not going to be a blogger, or now I do YouTube. Everyone's not going to be a YouTuber. So I want to definitely just give everyone different options, because it's whatever fits you. Everyone is different. So that's why I have a lot of different options on the site, just for whatever type of person you are. There's should be something on there for you, depending on what your skill set is, or just kind of what you want to do.
So what do you think is one of the first things that people should do if they're like, this sounds like it makes sense for me? What is one of the first things that they should do?
So I always recommend doing your research. So if you're just a little interested, that's when you're going to say, okay, well, let me look it up. Let me just Google it, or look at one of my success stories or another person's success stories. It doesn't have to be mine, but you want to hear, I always say, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You find a proven success model that's already working, you make it your own, and then you go ahead and execute. So that's kind of the keys to success, is that you don't have to think up something that doesn't even exist. And one of the things that I believe that I was able to trust the process with blogging is I looked at others who were doing well in the blogging world. They were this guy, this company called Dollar Sprout. They were making $100,000 a month. And that's what, and yes, crazy. So that's what encouraged me. I'm like, okay, if they can do that, then I can do that. And they were giving you the keys to what their success was. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take the same model that they're using. I'm gonna apply it to what I'm doing. I'm gonna make it my own, and then I'm gonna execute. And that is what I did. And I just trusted that process. And then I was able to go ahead and the site's been a great success. So the same thing with anyone else, you know, if you find an interest in it, see what someone is doing in that same field that's already doing good at it, you know, find out, understand how they're making money, how they're getting traffic to their website, look at their social media accounts, join their email list. You know, you want to be fully all in the know of this, whatever job that you want to do, just so you can fully understand that this is what you want to go into. And then you have you know, your eyes are open to what's all involved too. So I definitely recommend just doing that, doing your research. I'm so huge on research.
No, I mean, clearly you have done your research, because again, you offer so many different varieties of ways that will work around, you know, whatever your interest is. I mean, because if you're going to be miserable, then, you know, life's too short to be that, to be feeling that way.
Yeah.
So what is next for you?
That's a good question. You know, so many people have asked me to create a blogging course, because I mean, I just offer a lot of my information for free. And that's one thing I do. I love so much that I'm able to offer so much information for free at no cost to others. And I'm able to make money that way. So I've loved that model, but people have really just asked me to just like give them hold their hand in a course about blogging and things like that. So I've really been like trying to get away from that, because, you know, blogging is a lot of work, and it's not for everyone. But I think I'm finally going to end up doing it. I'm going to create a course to help people who are really serious about blogging, and just want me to help them hold their hand through the entire process, because you know, it's a great way to make money, but it's a lot of work. And I don't think a lot of people are willing to put in the work. That's the only thing. But I definitely think that there are people out there. So I think I'm going to do it for them.
I think that sounds like a great idea. That definitely does, because I mean, even sometimes when you look these things up, you clearly know it sometimes almost becomes overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like, and trying to decipher what's good information, what's not good information, or it's not the smartest way to do something.
Right.
That makes perfect sense. My mother-in-law's dog is here with me right now. So there we go. See, mom life, even when you're
gotta love it.
Pet mom, huh? That's all right, puppies. No big deal, dude. All right. This is my last question for you, because I have to tell you, I think it's so cool. I sound like a teenager. Like, it's so cool that you were featured in Parents Magazine. I mean, besides other magazines as well. So what happened? I need to know that story.
Yeah, that was awesome. So my sister, she started a PR agency called Impact Kind. And so I was like her first case study. She was like, let me use you so I can you know, get success stories for my business, because she's got a great formula on how to get PR and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And she created a press release, and you know, we didn't hear anything for like 4 months. And then all of a sudden, Parents Magazine like called her and say, hey, we saw your client's profile or something like that. We'd like to interview her. And then we were like, okay. So I was just so excited about that. And that's how that happened. And then so they called her, we set it all up, and then they interviewed me, and they requested I send some video footage. They created a whole video about my story, and they featured me on their YouTube channel and on their website. So it was just like a huge, like, it was huge for me. I never thought that would ever happen. And it just really helped out. Even I would call it my brand, trying to mom jobs, because just, it did very well.
I bet it did. I mean, really, so many parents, hi there, so many parents, I mean, turn to Parents Magazine. I mean,
yeah,
absolutely. I mean, but you were also featured in Forbes, Business Insider. I mean, those are just a few, right? And there were a few others as well.
Yes, I was so excited about that. And I can't take the credit. I have to give my sister all the credit. I don't know how she does it, but she knows how to do it. And but yeah, Business Insider and Forbes, I mean, those are just dreams, and they came true. You know, and that's one thing too. I did write down, I told her, these are like my dream companies that I would love to get featured in. And she made it happen. So, you know, you got to put it out there what you want.
Love it. I mean, you have to go for it, right? What's the worst
Yeah.
that's going to happen?
Exactly.
It's not going to happen, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm so excited for you. And I have to thank you again for all the information, because what you've provided has been a huge help to me.
Thank you.
It
Thank you.
really, really has. And I'm going to include in the show notes, I'm going to include all of your links and the information, so folks can get in contact with you, look at your
Okay.
content. Friends, it is so worth checking out. It really is. I mean, sometimes even if I'm not watching the YouTube video, I can listen to it. But also in a lot of the YouTubes, you walk through step by step, because I know for myself, I'm a visual person. So that
Mhm.
really does help a lot. So thank you
Well,
for
thank
doing
you.
that. Keep that up. That's a good thing to do.
Okay, no problem.
Please, will you come back and join us again?
Of course, anytime, just let me know.
Yes, and we will not have sick children. We will not have
smooth, right?
oh, because being a mom is so smooth and
Right.
so easy. Rover might join us again. Because again, mom life. But really,
Exactly.
Thank you for joining us. I'm so excited. And again, I'll include all your information so folks can really take the opportunity to learn from you, to learn from your labor, save themselves some time, be smart.
Right.
But really, thank you again for joining us, and we can't wait to have you back again.
All right. Well, thank you for having me. Have a great one.
You too. Thank you.